and one of the many attorneys in the legal team that's been representing Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Mr. Abrego Garcia was taken into custody by ICE this morning.
Okay, if you're unaware, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, also known as the Maryland Man, has officially turned himself into Homeland Security. Now, the question is, will he be deported to Uganda or will he be re-released?
He is absolutely going to be deported from this country. He's not going to walk the streets of this nation, so he can enjoy the little time he has with his family. And for the person who says we're not going to separate family, well, his family can go with him.
So the Trump administration, they are ready to deport Kilmar Abrego Garcia, but there was a lawsuit already put in place to remove Kilmar Abrego Garcia to slow down his deportation process. So we are going to dig into all of this confusion. In fact, the Trump administration has not fully said whether or not he's even going to Uganda. We'll talk about that as well. Now, before we start this video, make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, but it also helps others see the videos as well, and I think people want to see what's going on with Kilmar Abrego Garcia.
Because he's leaving. He's going to be deported. Look, he's a criminal alien. He's a member of MS-13, which is now a designated terrorist. He's a white beater. He's a human trafficker. He's been indicted for human trafficking and alien smuggling. He's a bad person. He's not going to be here. He's been order removed twice. Order removed by 2 different federal judges.
So this is something you're probably not going to see in the mainstream media, but Homeland Security, they are posting everything about Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The time his wife put a restraining order on Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the time he was charged and stopped with human smuggling, like everything about this man. So I'm just trying to show you guys, Homeland Security, they want to get rid of Kilmar. They want to deport him. But the question is, where are they going to send him?
The DHS notified on Friday at 4 p.m. that they may remove him to Uganda in 72 hours. Can you confirm that?
Look, Uganda's on the table. We'll see. I mean, you know, the DOJ's, you know, our immigration attorneys and the judges, they're all in negotiations, and we'll see what happens. But Uganda's on the table. We have an agreement with them. It's on the table, absolutely.
Okay, we will talk about these negotiations, but if you are subscribed to my channel, you know I love to use Google Earth and really show you guys what an area looks like. This prison is so remote in Uganda, they had to use a video recording to show you guys the area. You can't even use like Street View. Let me show you what this prison or the area looks like where the prison would be in Uganda. So the video stops here, and this is again one of the super prisons or deportation centers where Kilmar Abrego Garcia might get sent to in Uganda, Africa. Real quick, if you haven't already, make sure to please subscribe to my channel so I can keep you guys updated with this story, because I would not be surprised if a lawmaker actually takes a trip to Uganda. I want to keep you guys updated on that, so make sure to please subscribe.
As he was leaving the jail in Tennessee on Friday, he'd been given a notice requiring him to check in at 8 a.m. this morning. The notice stated that the reason was interview. Clearly that was false. There was no need for them to take him into ICE detention. He was already on electronic monitoring from the U.S. Marshal Service and basically on house arrest. The only reason that they've chosen to take him into detention is to punish him. To punish him for exercising his constitutional rights. His constitutional right to fight back against being illegally deported to El Salvador, his constitutional right to speak up through his court filings on the torture and treatment that he received in El Salvador at the direct request of our government, his constitutional right not to allow his arm to be twisted to take a guilty plea if he doesn't want to, his constitutional right to exercise his right to a jury trial on his criminal proceedings if he so chooses, and his constitutional right and his right under the Bail Reform Act to leave the prison and come home to his family. He's being punished for exercising those rights.
So if you are unaware, there is a plea deal that was put on the table, and this is why the lawyer is mentioning that Kilmar is being forced to say he is guilty. If Kilmar says he's guilty, apparently he would have gotten to go to Costa Rica, but now it looks like he might have to go to Uganda since he did not take a plea deal or is not willing to work with the prosecution as far as figuring out a way to say Kilmar is guilty.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today, MS-13 gangbanger and human trafficker Kilmar Abrego Garcia turned himself into ICE in Baltimore. Do you have any comment on this? And why are the Democrats so emotionally attached to this man who beats his wife and is part of a terrorist organization?
Because they think he's going to be good for votes, and I think he's very bad for votes. These people are deranged. He's not good for votes. He beat the hell out of his wife. His wife is afraid to even talk about him. She's been mauled by this animal. And, through a system of liberal courts, he's doing things. But, no, we have that under control. And Pam has got that very much under control. Do you want to comment on it, Pam?
No, we...
Okay, before we get to Pam Bondi, I want to clear this up because I still think people don't realize what's going on. You have the Trump administration who keeps saying this man is a wife beater, he's done all these bad things, but then on the other side, you have senators, politicians, protesters who are saying, no, he has no criminal record, he's done nothing wrong. Here's what's going on. In all technicality, technically speaking, he has no criminal record. This is why he has initially been let go by the judge to await trial. But then again, he was picked up by ICE. But on paper, you also have evidence of his own wife putting a restraining order on him for, domestic violence. So this is why the Trump administration keeps saying, no, we have evidence, we have video, we know what he has done, but yes, technically speaking, it's not on his criminal record. So I just want to clear up that confusion.
We've got him under control. He will no longer terrorize our country. He's currently charged with human smuggling, including children. The guy needs to be in prison. He doesn't need to be on the streets like all these liberals want him to be. And as part of this operation here in DC, we've also taken off MS-13 members. We've taken, I think just last night, we got a TDA guy off our streets right here, right around from where we all work. Another TDA member gone because of this project. So we're going to keep America safe from all of these foreign organizations, including Abrego Garcia.
Okay, so if there's one Democrat who has fully been accused of really milking this Kilmar Abrego Garcia situation, it's gotta be Senator Chris Van Hollen. I mean, he's the guy who was pictured with Kilmar Abrego Garcia with those margaritas. Here's what he has to say. ICE is holding Kilmar Abrego Garcia and refusing to answer questions from his lawyers, while the Trump admin continues to spread lies about his case. Instead of spewing unproven allegations on social media, they need to put up or shut up in court. Which is why, again, I was trying to clear up a little confusion. How could a senator, stand up for somebody who has beaten his wife or has, done this human trafficking? Again, in all technicality, it has not been proven in court technically, yet you have all of these documents that sort of lead to the conclusion that he probably did do this stuff, to include body cam footage, to include those court orders. So this is why I want to be very clear why we have this division of supporters for Kilmar Abrego Garcia, and on the flip side, people who are like, just deport the guy. We've seen all of the evidence. We know what's going on.
Y por eso quiero decirles las gracias a cada uno de ustedes que marcharon, levantaron sus voces y oraron y nunca dejaron de creer y luchar por mi libertad.
And this is why I want to thank each and every one of you who marched, lift your voices, never stopped praying, and continue to fight in my name.
Okay, so we are finally hearing Kilmar speak, and I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm trying to report the full story here. If you read the comments on a lot of these videos, a lot of people are questioning, why is he not speaking English? Is this why we have not really heard a lot from him? You'll see he uses a translator basically the whole time.
Gracias a mi pareja de vida, mi esposa Jennifer, mi hermano César, mi madre Cecilia, y toda mi familia.
Thank you to my life partner and wife Jennifer, to my brother Cesar, to my mother Cecilia, to my children, to my nieces and nephews, to all of my family.
Gracias a casa, mi segunda casa, a mi sindicato SMART, a todos los pastores, a todas las iglesias,
Now, the fact that he's not speaking English, I think really works against Kilmar Obrego Garcia and his supporters, considering right now, speaking English seems to be a very big priority for the Trump administration, especially in the trucking industry. As of right now, if you don't speak English, you could lose your license and you're going to lose your job. So this idea of speaking English really resonates with a lot of Trump supporters as well. So the fact that the Trump administration really wants people to speak English, the fact that the Trump administration wants to deport Kilmar Obrego Garcia, you can see how a lot of this ties in together. And again, a lot of Americans don't even speak great English, even those who grew up in America, but I'm just trying to make a point. A lot of people are actually not that happy that Kilmar is not speaking English here and using a translator, especially because he's called, you know, the Maryland man. So that video is where Kilmar officially turned himself in. Now, it's not like he got to the office and walked straight to the office. It was Kilmar did this whole press conference. The lawyer was here. Demonstrators were here. You have a translator. You have all this media. So it was quite the spectacle.
He's become sort of a political martyr of sorts for the Democrat Party. And so you've got this gathering of folks. He's there with we believe, his wife.
Holding hands.
Yep. And that would be when she was his girlfriend, the person who accused him of beating her.
Yeah, Tom Homan says he's not going to walk the streets of this nation. His family can go with him if you're worried about separation, because he's leaving, he says. He's going to get deported. He said he's a criminal alien, a member of MS-13. He's a wife beater. He's a human trafficker, and he's been indicted for human trafficking in alien smuggling, and he's already been removed twice by 2 different federal judges.
However, for the judges that had Kilmar removed, we have to remember there are judges who wanted Kilmar back, and this would be the judge who makes that decision. And by the way, if you are subscribed to my channel, I've talked about her multiple times. She has given a lot of pushback, requesting documents, and really pushing against the Trump administration as to like, hey, you guys are not doing the right thing. And she was really leaning in favor of Kilmar Obrego Garcia and some other illegal immigrants while they were down in El Salvador. Okay, so like I said at the beginning of the video, there is a lawsuit to keep Kilmar Obrego Garcia in the country, not deport him to Uganda. Basically, this is all we're told. His attorneys filed a new lawsuit urging a federal judge to order his release and slow down his removal process so he can have a chance to challenge his potential deportation to Uganda. Now, I don't know exactly how he's going to challenge the deportation specifically to Uganda. I don't know if the details are, well, he can be deported but not to Uganda, you know, things like that. Because Costa Rica is still on the table, so we just have to wait and see what happens with this. But nonetheless, what we know about the Trump administration, if you are an illegal immigrant, they want to get rid of illegal immigrants who have done criminal things. But if you are just an illegal immigrant and you've never done criminal things, it doesn't matter. You're probably still going to get deported. That's just what's going on right now.
Trafficking women and children, all-time high. Overdose deaths of fentanyl, all-time high. Number of all-time high. They didn't do anything to fix it. President Trump is keeping his promise to American people to enforce the law, and that's what we're doing. We're making this country safer every day by removing people like Obrego Garcia.
I cannot emphasize enough how much the Trump administration does not like Kilmar Obrego Garcia, to the point where they even posted this picture on the official White House page. Still not a Maryland dad. It's a picture of him, MS-13. Kilmar Obrego Garcia, not a Maryland dad. So look, I'm just trying to report the story here. From what I'm seeing, the Trump administration's doing whatever it takes to really show the American public how much they don't like him, how much they don't want him in the country. And really, this is a sign for any other illegal immigrant. If you're going to try and do what Kilmar Obrego Garcia has done, you're probably not going to win right now. So here's where things get a little technical and why Kilmar Obrego Garcia might not get sent to Uganda. Now, when you look at the agreement between Uganda and the Trump administration, Uganda asked for people with African descent, not just anyone coming to Uganda. They prefer that if you are an illegal immigrant and you get sent to Uganda, they want you to be African or from the region. The other thing they ask for is that Kilmar Obrego Garcia has no criminal record. So, in a sense, I actually think what the Trump administration is saying and doing might work against them, which is why I think Tom Homan never clarified whether or not he will go to Uganda. So again, within their own details and their own contract, the Trump administration, it might actually work against them the way that they're talking about Kilmar Obrego Garcia. And of course, he's not African, so I don't even know if he can go to Uganda. So we will be paying attention to this for sure. Make sure you guys are please subscribe to my channel so I can keep you guys updated with this. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. God bless, and we'll see you all later.